So what have I learned from being 1 week on YouTube? Today marks the 7th day. I think I've done consecutively posting on YouTube. I think I started last Sunday and I don't think I've missed a day, but there's a good chance I might have done. I don't think I have. And what have I learned? I have learned that I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what my aim is or what my goal is, but that I find it easy enough to talk off the cuff, not scripted, without worrying about it too much. And I decided when I started doing it that I wasn't going to do editing, because if I make it stuff which I have to edit, I just won't get it done. I won't get it done. I'll record it and I will not end up posting it because I'll fall asleep before I've done the editing or something like that. I just figured I won't get it done if I add editing to my list of things to do. So I thought the only way to do it is like this, where I'm just going to talk and whatever comes out, and then I'm going to post it and that's it. And I'm not still sure of the point of it. I'm not sure what my goal is, what I'm trying to achieve. I guess ultimately it's monetization, I suppose, and building that audience, like building that community. It's like when I started posting on TikTok, I didn't really have a goal, an aim at all. I started with the idea of selling calendars. Weirdly, I don't know why I thought TikTok was the place to start selling calendars. I think I realized that the ponies are very scenic when they're out on the fell, and so why don't I build why don't I sell pictures of them in a calendar to people? People would like that. Oh, but in order to sell things, I need an audience. And basically just thought I need an audience. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it, but I need an audience if I'm going to do something with it. So start posting. And so I did, and I had no idea what it was going to grow into. I think I thought initially I would just do like no speaking content of just the ponies, and that is just what I quickly learned on TikTok is that you have to, in order to connect with the audience, you need to show your face. Faceless accounts, I think they can do okay, but I think if you want to build a true following, I think you can get maybe a lot of followers, but can you build a community with faceless? I don't think so. I think people connect with people, and that's what I've learned. That's what I think I've learned on TikTok, is that it's the journey. It's not me, it's the ponies, but I think you need to present them and create like the create the journey, create the community, and that is what I've been doing on TikTok. So I guess I still don't really know what I'm doing with it. What's the point in having a community? Um, Making it into a way of life, I suppose, through being able to monetize it. So that's kind of, I've kind of achieved that through TikTok and Facebook. I am, managing to create content full time and live off it, therefore be able to spend more time with my ponies, which it's got to be the dream, hasn't it? So I'm not really sure where YouTube fits in exactly, except that I've heard it's a really good place for community and for monetization, because it makes me sound like a money grabber. I'm honestly not, and I'm not expecting anything of it. I just think it seems silly not to be on it. It's a bit like with Facebook. I didn't post on Facebook for ages. I just focused on TikTok. And then I realized that actually I'm making content which could go on multiple platforms, and I'm just missing a trick by not posting the same content on multiple platforms, and now almost, well, yeah, more than in some months, doubled my earnings from it with exactly the same content. So I'm thinking, well, what am I missing out on with YouTube? But I'm not expecting to do that exactly. And I think it's a very different audience and it'll take a while. But I feel like my approach, my style of content maybe suits YouTube because it's about a community, followers. Whereas, and I was listening to a YouTube video this morning, somebody was explaining this, like the different kind of audiences. And when you're on TikTok, and yeah, TikTok, they said it's your content mostly doesn't get shown to your audience on TikTok, which I definitely have noticed. You get shown to other people, not your actual followers. Like people will be like, oh, I haven't seen you for ages, even though I follow you. Your content doesn't get pushed to your followers. Whereas I'm not sure about Facebook. I can't remember what they said about Facebook, but whereas on YouTube, I think it does. So I think that would really suit me. I could do this kind of content, which doesn't suit going to a random audience because I've not introduced myself. I've not introduced who I am, where I am, who the ponies are. But if you're already subscribed, and maybe you found me through the other channels, then YouTube is a good place for longer form content, things which aren't snappy and aren't super interesting for the fast scrolling world. So on TikTok, like, it has to be snappy and grabby and like capture attention straight away because people scroll so quickly, and it is being fed to absolutely anybody. Whereas on the other channels, or at least with YouTube, it gets fed to people who are following you, who are looking for it. So I just feel like it might suit, but yeah, I do need to be able to just do it unedited like this, and that way it's going to be doable. Otherwise, like trying to edit, if I record for 10 minutes, then trying to edit that, you got to listen to it back so many times to like cut out the ums and ahs and gaps, and you end up just, it'll take an hour, and even an hour, you only listen to it back like 6 times. Yeah, I'm just not very good at it, I guess is the way to put it. Very slow at it. So I'm just going to do this talking thing. So I'm still not exactly sure what I'm doing the YouTube content for, but if I keep going, I think maybe I will discover it. I'm not sure if it's better for you guys to see the ponies on my face. Maybe we'll just do a mixture of it. And listening to another guy this morning about how to do it, he was saying have a bullet points of what you want to say or do, or what the point of the video is. I think I probably started off with one point and I've got on to many others, so maybe that's not my strong point. But he also said have a call to action. Now, I don't think I have a call to action. I don't particularly want you guys to go and do anything. Follow me on the other channels, I suppose, is like a call to action. If I got some merch, if I was trying to sell calendars, I guess I would say buy a calendar. That would be the call to action. I think at the moment, I don't have a call to action for YouTube. I don't know what I'm posting for and what I want you guys to do, but I feel like it's maybe just a place to connect with the community a bit more, be a bit more me, which I just feel like, I think I said this before, on the short form videos which I make for TikTok, which also go on to Instagram and Facebook, and maybe I'll post them as shorts on here, but with those videos, I feel it's so performative. It really doesn't feel like it's actually me, and I don't know, I daren't share. There's just so much that I don't share, which is why I built a subscriber community, which is actually the key component for me of like being able to make a living out of it, because I have the subscriber community, which is just amazing, because the monetization through views is so unreliable, particularly on TikTok. You never know what's going to happen. But with subscribers, it's reliable, even though TikTok takes like so much of it, it's still a reliable source of income. And that's the side I really love. I love having that community. And I suppose the algorithm does feed my content to subscribers so they don't miss out, or maybe they go to actually look at the videos to find them so they don't miss out. Whereas I think so many followers just miss so much because they've clicked follow, but then the algorithm doesn't actually feed my videos to them. So it's difficult to build that community on TikTok, I think, without having the subscribers. Well, I think there are quite a few followers that are really truly invested and maybe just don't have the financial means to subscribe. Well, I know there are, because people have commented that. So I know there is like a small percentage of the followers are as invested as subscribers, just without the financial means. But I think a lot of the followers, like I've got 85,000 followers on TikTok at the moment, but like a video might go to 10,000 followers, so 10,000 people. So it's just, they just don't, it's not a true audience, is it? It's a false measure. And I don't think I need to pay attention to that, because I'm not interested in massive load of followers. I'm interested in the community, and then I don't know exactly what to do with it. But I think it's really special and it's valuable, and I'm proud of it. Oh, Storm, I've poo picked that bit. Never mind, lass. Yeah. So in summary, I think this lass that I was listening to when she was giving advice on the different platforms, etc. I think she was saying you don't need to do a summary, but I think I better have, because I've just gone around and round the houses. How big is Annie, by the way? She's not yet 3 months old. She's huge. No wonder Storm is struggling with her weight. I look at Storm 1 minute and I think she looks fine, and then I look again and think, But I think part of it is, if you're a subscriber, you will know on the other platforms that she's struggling with her posture a little bit because her back's sore, so she's dropping everything down, and it makes her look even leaner than I don't think she's lean, but I think she's not as well covered as I would like her to be. But I think it's exacerbated by her belly being dropped down, and her there's no muscle along her top line at all, which she wouldn't have a lot because she's not in work. But she would be carrying herself longer and lower and more rounded if her back was more relaxed, which is what we're doing with the osteopath. The osteopath has been releasing along her back. We've just had the one session so far, but looking forward to having more, releasing that back, and then she can loosen that, she can round off, her belly can come up a little bit, and she'll stop having that sort of dropped belly, so big round gut, but ribs on show and no top line at all. Anyway, keeping a very, very close eye on her. But yes, anyway, so she is massive. So yeah, in summary, I've done a whole week posting on YouTube every day. That is a random sheep, isn't it? It's coming off the fell. And it wants to be in here, so fine, it's not doing any harm. Posting on YouTube every day. I've not found it difficult, so that's good. Obviously, I'm not really getting any views, but that's fine because I'm practicing, and I will get all the rubbish out the way before I have subscribers on YouTube. And then maybe once I have subscribers, I'll know what I'm doing, and that's the way it should work, isn't it, Annie? And I do think it's a natural place for me to be, and my style of content, and the kind of community that I like to build, like much like subscribers on the other platforms, on the short form platforms. You are a menace. And so I think it's a natural place to be. I just need to find my rhythm, don't I? Find what works for you guys. And maybe I do need to do things like you are a menace, like introduce myself and that sort of thing, rather than just launch in as if you all know who I am and what I'm talking about. But I am treating it a bit like subscribers on the platforms, just launching in and talking, because I feel like you already all know all the stuff. And if I just introduce everything every time, how boring will that be? And I'm not targeting like random people. I'm targeting people that already know. But then I suppose people need to find me somewhere. I guess they'll find me on the other platforms. I need a funnel, don't I, Annie? And I guess things like TikTok are great for a funnel, because they are so, like, TikTok sends you out to all sorts of random people. You find the followers that way, and then the people that are truly interested can then find me maybe on YouTube. So it is like a funnel, and then they might subscribe on the other channels, and so it's sort of monetization. And then when I've got merch, they might buy merch and make this even more sustainable, Annie Fanny. Yeah, good lass. Right, so I will keep going. Thank you very much for listening.